Hello, good night. It's 11:32 p.m. My name is Livingston and welcome to another Infinite Flight 876 flight. Today, actually tonight, we are in Hartsfield Jackson, that's Atlanta, and we're heading up to Chicago O'Hare International Airport. As you can see, we're going to be flying the Boeing, the classic actually, Boeing 727, actually not 72, it's the 717-200, and we're going to be flying this baby up to O'Hare. For the configuration, passengers, we have 81. Cargo is going to be 1.0 units, and the fuel is 2 hours 53 minutes out of here. So checking our route, along our route here up to Chicago, the weather, there's no year of conviction or any issues along that route. No icing either, no turbulence. Instrument flight rules, actually there are some turbulence here, some moderate turbulence coming out of Hartsfield Jackson, so we can expect that on departure. On with the departure brief. So let's start with the departure brief. So it's gonna be a left seat standard takeoff. It's gonna be takeoff configuration flex temp 90 or above. Flaps is gonna be flaps 10, and runway for departure is gonna be runway it's gonna be 27 right, and the takeoff speeds, I'll leave that to Infinite Flight Assist and passenger to do the callouts for me. So the ATIS information down here in Hartsfield Jackson. I have the audio recording also, and the information here. So the weather information: Hartsfield Jackson 335 to Zulu, the winds 220 degrees at 3, and 10 static miles of visibility, few clouds at 4,000, broken 2,500, the temperature 23, dew point is 20, and the altimeter 3006. AO2 sea pressure is 171 feet. So we can also listen to the ATIS via recording. So I'm listening it from liveatc.net. So I'll just play this audio. It's actually updated, so we can listen in and listen to the ATIS info.
125.7. Operator and Fokker with Mode Charlie on the ramp. Taxiways and runways advised on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Information Quebec.
Atlanta Airport departure information Quebec 0352 Will 220 at 3. Visibility 10. Your clouds at 4,000. Fuel 25,000 broken. Temperature 23. Dew point 20. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. AO2 sea level pressure 171. Simultaneous departure. Departing runways 26 left, 27 right. Expect initial heading departing runway 26 left. Expect initial heading departing runway 27 right. Ground control will assign runway with taxi instructions. Notices to airmen. Runway 26 right closed. Runway 28 closed. Taxiway Sierra Charlie closed between Taxiway Romeo and Taxiway Sierra. Stall. Taxiway Sierra Golf closed. Taxiway Sierra Juliet closed. Taxiway Foxtrot closed between ramp 1 and midpoint of ramp 2. Taxiway Alpha closed left of Taxiway Alpha 4. Ramp 2 north-left lane closed. Taxiway Echo between Taxiway Victor and Taxiway Echo 1 closed to aircraft wing and more than 171. East Italy 1030 Zulu until 30 Zulu at 118. East Italy 30 Zulu until 1030 Zulu. Attention all aircraft hazardous weather information for Atlanta area.
I think that's the end of it.
Atlanta Airport departure information Romeo 0352 Zulu. Wind 220 at 3.
It's just uploaded.
Visibility 10. Your clouds at 4,000. Fuel 25,000 broken. Temperature 23. Dew point 20. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. AO2 sea level pressure 171. Simultaneous departure. Depart runway 26 left, 27 right. Expect initial heading depart runway 26 left. Expect initial heading depart runway 27 right. Ground control on side runway with taxi instructions. Notices to airmen. Runway 26 right closed. Runway 28 closed. Taxiway Sierra Charlie closed between Taxiway Romeo and Taxiway Sierra. Stall. Taxiway Sierra Golf closed. Taxiway Sierra Juliet closed. Taxiway Foxtrot closed between ramp 1 and midpoint of ramp 2. Taxiway Alpha closed left of Taxiway Alpha 4. Ramp 2 north-left lane closed. Taxiway Echo between Taxiway Victor and Taxiway Echo 1 closed to aircraft wing and more than 171. East Italy 1030 Zulu until 30 Zulu at 118. East Italy 30 Zulu until 1030 Zulu. Attention all aircraft hazardous weather information for Atlanta area available from flight service station. Bird activity vicinity of airport.
Alright, so that's the ATIS for Hartsfield Jackson. So continuing the departure brief, the gate and taxi briefing. We are at Concourse Delta, and it's gonna be gate Delta 14. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna push back and we wanna face to the north. Actually not to the north, to the south, since we're gonna be departing from runway 27 right. And we're gonna be at spot 4 Sierra, and then we're gonna continue our taxi via Sierra, it seems. Spot 4. And it's gonna be Sierra Mike, and we're gonna hold short at Mike 1 for runway 27 right. So emergency briefing, doing the takeoff roll. If there's any malfunctions before V1, for example engine failure, fire, or loss of control, or the aircraft is unable or unsafe to fly or non-flyable, I will call stop, apply full reversers, spoilers, and braking, and try and vacate off runway 27 right via Mike 6-4 or Mike 12. Other than that, there should be no emergency. So if there is one, we'll be ready for that one. So if we are continuing and we're gonna hit V1 and we have that emergency, for example engine failure or fire, we'll treat it as an in-flight emergency, and we'll deal with the emergency in the air, and come back to Hartsfield Jackson, preferred for runway 27 right. I'll take control and I'll back myself up with the takeoff emergency action items. Pending that, we should be executing a departure procedure. The departure procedure is the Varmin 2 departure from runway 27 right. It's an RNAV. So we'll then proceed on runway heading, then we'll fly heading 300 to intercept Miss MPass, and then we'll fly heading 006 on to Xenon, then U-Rolled, then Varmin, and then after Varmin it's gonna be the Glazer transition. The top altitude assigned is flight level 10, which is 10,000, 10,000. And we're also looking at the takeoff gradient. It's the requirement is a 0.5, actually 5.0 degree climb gradient, up to 18 to 2200 feet per nautical mile. Takeoff minimums are standard, so we can go D-rate, or we'll just follow the nautical mile between 15, 18, and 25 nautical mile climb gradient. We should make our transition then, and then we'll proceed on our flight plan route. We'll then proceed on to Mike Zulu Zulu, which is the VOR station here. Looking for the name of that VOR station. It should be here on Infinite Flight. So here it is, Mike Zulu Zulu. It's Marlin VOR station, and then we set up ourselves for the arrival, mostly the Vicky 4. We'll plan for the Vicky 4 when we are close to starting our descent and all that stuff. So continuing the departure briefing. The departure briefing is completed actually, and there's no questions, so I know what to do. So we can go ahead and go with the 717 checklist here. So we can go with the pre-flight. So interior and exterior inspection is complete. Circuit breakers are checked. Oxygen masks are checked. Voice recorder is checked. Cargo smoke is checked. Air conditioning panel is set. Ice protection panel is set. Annunciator lights are checked. Passenger signs can go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean, and on behalf of the entire crew, I would like to welcome you aboard. They've just closed the aircraft doors, so at this time, I would like to ask you to turn any mobile phones and tablets you may have with you to airplane mode. Please find your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and put your tables to the upright position. Flight attendants, arm doors for departure, cross-check and report. Thank you.
Alright, so the passenger signs are on. Windows closed and locked. Flight control panel is set. The altimeter is 3006. And flight and navigation instruments are checked. Fire warning is checked. Parking brake is set. Takeoff warning is checked. Fuel switches are off. And the radio transponder is set. So the pre-flight checklist is completed. So we can do the before start checklist below the line, and we can turn on the beacon. This can come on, and we can go ahead with the pushback and depart. There's no checklist actually here for the pushback, so oh, there it is. Yeah, there actually is. So the doors are closed, hydraulic panel is set, fuel panel is set, flight deck door is closed, and the transponder is at squawking altitude. So we can start our pushback. So we want to face to the south. I guess infinite flight assistance in a passenger is inactive, so let me just see something. Start over again. Should start soon. Can go ahead and start engine number 2. Alright, start a cockpit on that start. Engine 2 has stabilized, and we can go ahead and start engine number 1. Seems like infinite flight passenger ain't active. Alright, that's engine 1 is stabilized there. Alright, they just connected. So we can start the pushback again and it should activate.
Flight attendants arm doors for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the aircraft.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with us. We're committed to making your flight safe and comfortable. So before we depart, we'll be showing a brief safety presentation. This information can help you if there's an emergency, so it's important to pay close attention, even if you are a breather.
All carry-on items should now be stored securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. And all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas should be clear. Your mobile phones and other electronic devices should be turned off. Once airborne, we'll let you know when you can use approved electronic devices. But note that some items, such as phones, may not be used in flight at any time. You will find a list of approved electronic devices in the in-flight information section of Sky Magazine. If you're seated at an emergency exit, please review the responsibilities for emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket. Are you okay sitting by the emergency exit? If you're unable or prefer not to perform this function, just let us know, and we'd be happy to find you another seat. As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle or press the latch to release. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, you should keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air. For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted signs located throughout the cabin, as well as any crew member instructions. You cannot smoke. I'm so sorry. Smoking is not allowed on any flight, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restroom smoke detector. There are 6 exits on this plane. 4 doors, 2 on each side, and 2 window exits over the wing. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used for flotation. Life rafts are located in ceiling compartments at the front and center of the plane. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there is a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, White emergency lights near the floor will lead you to red lights, which indicate an exit. Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you, and remember, they might be behind you. It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull a mask toward you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, flip the elastic strap over your head, and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others. A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the economy cabin. If you're seated in the first or business class cabin, the life vests are either between your seats, under your seat, or in a compartment under your armrest. To use, pull the tab to remove the vest from its container and then open the pouch. Flip the vest over your head. Fasten the two straps to the front of the vest and then adjust the straps loosely around your waist. If your vest has only one strap, wrap it around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. You can activate a light by pulling down on the tab in front. If your vest doesn't have a tab, the light will activate automatically in the water. If necessary, we'll distribute infant life vests or other flotation devices for children who weigh 35 pounds or less. Also, most seat cushions can be used for flotation. Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright and locked, your tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed. As we come to the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions. And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket. Thanks for your attention. Enjoy your flight.
Alright, so that's the safety briefing for Infinite Flight passenger. So before we start our taxi and our checks, we can do the after start check. Engine anti-ice as required, and the air conditioning panel is set. After start checklist is completed. So what we can do, we can set our flaps. Gonna be flap 10.
Flaps 10 degrees.
And we also need to brief where we're gonna taxi again, just to make sure we know where we're going. So it's gonna be from spot 6 down to Lima. No, that's for that's definitely for Chicago. I should be finding the charts for Jackson, Atlanta. So I'm looking for the chart. Found it, it's loading. So okay, Hartsfield, Jackson. It's gonna be Lima actually. So it's gonna be Lima and then Lima Alpha runway 27 right. So we can go ahead and start the taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to the monitors above as we review the safety procedures. Even if you're a frequent flyer, please give it your full attention. Thank you very much. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fittings one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your belt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may experience turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a moment now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached and used as a life raft. oxygen and the air pressure are always being monitored. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, and breathe normally. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first, and then assist the other person. In the event of an emergency, please assume the bracing position as displayed. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between your armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head, pass the straps around your waist, and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. You'll find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight.
Just leave the cabin early.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff.
Alright, so we on Lima taxiing to runway 27 right. We're gonna hold short Lima Alpha and request the departure. So doing that, I'll check up the checklist and double check. So the taxi check, the flaps are set for takeoff. Spotters are armed. Takeoff speeds are checked. Thrust is checked. Stab trim is a 4.5, and the flight controls are free and correct. And the taxi check is complete. The before takeoff checklist is next when we are holding short or we are close to the runway. I'm going to switch over to tower. And we'll request departure in a bit. Alright, we can go ahead with the checklist. Before takeoff checklist, runway position is checked, flaps checked, brake temp is checked, EAD is checked, transponder, TARA, and the flight attendants are notified and not acknowledged. Before takeoff checklist is complete. So we can request takeoff, runway 27 right, and we are departing. Let's hold short here.
Approaching runway 27 right.
We're departing to the east. No, not to the east, to the west. Need to get back that audio up. First flight, PC, Niagara is good.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 27 right. Delta1608.
Alright, there we go. We're clear for takeoff. I'm gonna align. I'm gonna turn on the HUD. And make sure we have that strobe on. There we go. Runway entry procedure. Check we are clear on the approach for runway 27 right. Need to identify the runway as soon as we can. So we'll begin our turn to line up.
Flight attendants, take your seats for takeoff.
There we go.
On runway 27 right.
Yep, runway heading 275. Okay, let's take off. Stabilize the engine, calibrate, and set our takeoff flex. And 193, runway at 27 right.
80 knots.
Check.
100 knots.
Continuing.
Rotate. V2.
That's not our call.
V1.
Hey.
Positive rate. VR. Gear up.
That call was late, I can tell you that. And then the wind had us. I can maintain 210 or 208 here. Don't want to go over flap speed. That's pretty weird, man, that rotation.
Delta 1608, frequency change approved. Good day.
Forget your page approved.
Frequency change approved. Delta 1608. Good day. Thank you. Delta 1608.
Alright, we can clean up the flaps.
Flaps up.
It totally changed. Alright, we can continue the climb. And we can activate the mode, nav mode, to fly the LNAV for us. Oh, that was sudden.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence.
Nav mode. And we can activate the Zelda and fly that. And we can also continue to climb. And we're like rocketing out. To flight level 330. Alright, we're gonna continue our climb up to flight level 330. During that time I will be playing some non-copyright music in the background, so stick around and I'll talk to you guys in the cruise phase of the flight.
I've been painting every fence I know, every color bleeds into the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. Hey, you're a wanderer just like me. Hey, yeah, you better know where you're going. since I tried to. Maybe I'm scared I'll say the wrong thing. My apartment's been shaking from the weight of a heart that's breaking. Pretend I don't care, you're just killing me. I'd be happy for you if you say you're happier with someone else. I'll be honest with you, just the thought of it hurts like hell. Oh, this time you've been thinking I moved on, but you should know I waited for you. Even if I tried, I could never let you go. You should know I waited. I'm always waiting for you. For the distance, but are you alone? Are you alright? And maybe you would judge me if I said that I hope you still love me. Feels like you don't. I'm scared that I might. I'll be happy for you if you say you're happier with someone else. I'll be honest with you, just the thought of it hurts like hell. Oh, this time you've been thinking I moved on, but you should know I waited for you. Even if I tried, I could never let you go. You should know I waited. I'm always waiting for you. Talk to me. searching for salvation. Can we find our way back? Way back. Caught up in confusion. Need a resolution. Can we find our way back? Way back. No more running, no more running, no more chasing. No more running now, I'm running out of patience. Caught up in confusion, need a resolution. Can we find a way back? Way back. No more running, no more running, no more chasing. No more running now, I'm running out of patience. Caught up in confusion, need a resolution. Can we find a way back? Way back.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're at currently flight level 330, and we just left out of Atlanta, Georgia. Now we're in Tennessee. We're going to transition at between Tennessee and Kentucky at Glacier, and then on to Indiana, and then eventually into Chicago. We are currently 63 nautical miles to Glacier for a transition, and after that we're gonna be heading to Mike Zulu Zulu. We'll have 248 nautical miles then, and before we reach when we have reached 100, we'll start planning for the arrival phase and do the briefing. Until then, we'll just listen to some non-copyright in the background, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you're lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gotta see it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. to know it's that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. Still and silent, calm before the storm. Gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne. Into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars. All that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria. Stone and feather, move outside your head. Now or never, strong in every step. Give me a sign, hitting the mark. Take to the sky, chasing the stars. Open your eyes, watching afar. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria. Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my our friend, for it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end, no, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. Here's to the ones who let shine through the rain, the ones who stood for something more. We won't forget your names. The tide is high, say goodbye, setting sail, and all those midnight secrets told, take them to the grave. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. So when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark tonight. I'm vulnerable to the danger, but I'm gonna break if I don't bend. You're gonna leave and I'm gonna be alright. I gotta hold the bottle. I'll let the ball fall before. And I'll shoot the months I could be okay. Yeah, I'll shoot the thoughts that kept my light at bay. 'Cause life had me face down with the war inside my brain. I'm till the room and no space. I'm everything without you. Don't you make me doubt you. Done with saying sorry for my emotion. No, you didn't know how to show it. You even said there was nothing to feel. I dug a hole so deep that I let you lie. Come for you, take the The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day till you come my way this season. Turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day till you come my way this season. Time of year carries memories like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing all over again. Yeah, we will keep on changing. Another season, the one another day. Baby, you are all I hoped. I just wanna take you home. Can you let me hold you close? 'Cause I just wanna treasure you. Ever since I met you, I couldn't forget you. Oh, you were so cool, I'm getting crazy. It's a shot that I took, never get a good look. Let me just like a book. treasure rifle that was broke. Found a piece of mind, how it was gold. You were everything to me, oh can't you see? Baby, you were all I hoped. I just wanna take you home. Can you let me hold you close? 'Cause I just wanna treasure you. Baby, when you feel alone, you can kiss me through the phone. Let me open up your heart and all your mind. I just wanna treasure you. I just wanna treasure you.
You give me purpose. You're all that I needed. Got me right in circles. You're the air that I'm breathing. It's you, you are the reason I'm lose so I can be with you.
Treasure rifle that was broke. Found a piece of mind, how it was gold. You were everything to me, oh can't you see? Baby, you were all I hoped. I just wanna take you home. Can you let me hold you close? 'Cause I just wanna treasure you. Baby, when you feel alone, you can kiss me through the phone. Let me open up your heart and all your mind. I just wanna treasure you. I just wanna treasure you. I just wanna treasure you. People killing, people dying, shouldn't hurt you. Hear 'em crying. Can you practice what you preach? Would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us and some guidance from above. 'Cause right now people have me questioning, where's the love? Love, love, where's the love, the love, the love? Where's the love? Where's the love? Where's the love, the love, the love? we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate and to discriminate. Only generates hate, and when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Madness is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how I know it's not operates. And you gotta have love just to set it straight, to control of your mind and meditate, but you still gravitate to the love, y'all, y'all, the love, y'all, y'all. 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 People killing, people dying, shouldn't hurt you, hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? Would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us and some guidance from above. 'Cause we know people hurt you, wishing in where's the love?
Alright, hello, welcome back. We are currently 112 nautical miles to Mike Zulu Zulu to begin the arrival phase. So before we start that, let's start the approach briefing. So the latest information at Chicago O'Hare International, 300-451 Zulu, the winds 320 degrees at 5. The winds are at 320 degrees. So the winds are basically coming in from the northwest, heading to the southeast. Visibility 10 started miles, clear, temperature 62.8, and the altimeter is 3010. The AO2 sea pressure is 191, and there is no terminal eardome air. That's the terminal eardome forecast. So, pending that, we will be executing a standard terminal arrival route into Chicago here. It's gonna be the Vicky or Vidic. I guess it's the Vicky 4 arrival, and then it's from Marlon transition, then on to Newlyn, and then on to Vicky, and then we'll follow the arrival in. After Vicky, we'll transition there, and then we'll execute the ILS approach runway 28 right, placing emphasis on the approach on the that's the IAP, the instrument approach procedure. It's the ILS 28 right. Localizing frequency is 111.1. Final approach course is 273. Runway heading is 13,000 feet. The runway length, I should say, is at 13,000 feet. Touchdown zone elevation is 651 with the airport elevation at 680. Chicago approach 119.0. Chicago Tower, or O'Hare Tower, it's 128.15. So placing emphasis on the plan view will come in from Vogler, then Mult, then Riddick, then Bluetooth, then Rusek, then Wavy, then Admi, and then on to Willet, and then we'll fly the ILS straight in. So it's Willet is the final approach fix. By then we should have 4.8 miles to go to land, and the decision height is 851. So we can set that in the infinite flight assist. So 851. Alright, so that is set. We'll continue the approach briefing. The landing data is going to be 140 with the landing configuration. It should be a flap 30. Oh, activated one of the flaps. And the minimums is 851. So that's the ending of the approach brief. So when we have crossed the Mike Zulu VOR, then we'll start our descent and the arrival phase into Chicago here. So stick around. I'll be playing some non-copyright in the background until we reach our initial or final approach fix.
I can only imagine how it is to be with you. From the first day I saw your face, I knew this love was true. But you already taken, nothing I can do. So I can only imagine how it is to be with you. I can only imagine us both loving through the night. I can only imagine us together side by side. I can only imagine we're dancing in the moonlight. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I want to know if you will be my favorite song, my little melody. If we could be a symphony, then we would be a perfect harmony. I can only imagine us together side by side. I can only imagine we're dancing in the moonlight. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I want to know if you will be my favorite song, my little melody. If we could be a symphony, then we would be a perfect harmony.
Hold tight, chemicals collide.
I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? If you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of this where my demons down, my own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost myself. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stops up, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of when we had that feeling, the stars were our ceiling. Past the edge of town, 'cause we had nothing else to do. Dreaming in full color, nothing like no other. No wasted days when I was wasting them with you. I was wasting them when you were showing me. Fake love that I couldn't see was true. Left me with these memories. Now I'm missing somebody I knew, and I know it was you. Why'd you have to fool me like that? Got me into, and tell me that you love me, keep me guessing, and whisper that you want me so bad. Got me thinking that we can last forever. I believe you're gone. Why'd you have to fool me like that? girl I fell into. Now I see you showing me fake love that I couldn't see wasn't true. Left me with these memories. Now I'm missing somebody I knew, and I know it wasn't you. Why'd you have to fool me like that? Got me into, and tell me that you got me, keep me guessing. And whisper that you want me so bad. Got me thinking we can last forever. I believe you're gone. Why'd you have to fool me like that? Jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. I'll see the Stockholm lights.
I can't Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Alright, we are fully established on the localizer for runway 28 right. There's a glide coming down. This aircraft is not equipped with the auto approach function, so it's gonna be manual control of the vertical speed going down. Calibrate.
Ready when you are, Captain.
In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as a snack. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Flaps 10 degrees.
Lieutenants, please prepare for landing.
Too low. Gear.
Gear down.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
Flaps 20 degrees. Flaps 30 degrees.
So the landing checklist: landing gear down, flaps 30, spoilers arm, and the EAD checked. Landing checklist is complete.
Chicago O'Hare Unicom, Delta 1608 is on final, runway 28 right.
Check.
Approaching minimums.
Caution. Taxiway. Taxiway. Caution. Taxiway. Taxiway.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Whoa.
Landing spoilers extended.
Flight attendants, take your seats for takeoff.
What the hell just happened there? We're going down. I don't know what happened there, man. Just don't know what happened there. Perfectly on the approach coming in and then boom. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it's safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you wish. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you. And please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a pleasant stay.
Alright. Welcome to Chicago here. The time is now 1:36. So our terminal is gonna be Concourse EF, gate, I think it's a 16. Let me just double check to make sure it's 16. Alright, the crossing is coming up. Yeah, the game, I can see why that happened. The game stalled for a little bit there with frame rates. The frame rates went down. I think it's that guy with that F-22 Raptor there. Got my rates down, and then that happens. But anyways, I'm not really putting blame on him. I don't know what the hell happened. He just lose a lot of throttle speed there. Alright, here's our turn. Alright, we should be heading to gate Echo 16, scoring course E and F. So, I'm not sure where we vacated, actually. Do have the charts though. Ah yeah, now we are on Bravo, and Alpha 10 is coming up on the right hand side, and then we'll taxi to parking. Gotta view that replay back again, man. I don't know what the hell happened there. It's perfectly on approach and then boom, just lost my airspeed. Alright, so the parking is, I think it's the I think it's the second one. Oh, there's our parking. Right there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago here. I just don't know what happened on short finally. I think it's the frame rates or that guy who spawned in with the F-22 Raptor there, man. I lost some airspeed coming in, and I landed too early on the piano keys there. It's pretty weird, but anyway, we got away with the landing. It's a safe one, and we are going to check that replay. 1 hour and 30 minutes.
If you feel
Alright guys, that's gonna do it for Flight 6 of Infinite Flight 876 North American series. It's been a flyable journey. As you can see, we had some good landings and some not so good landings. Like tonight now, it's like we definitely didn't have a good landing there. I'm not sure what happened. Definitely not sure. But anyways, we have landed safely, and we have make sure that we are parked and we are safe. So without further ado, I'll bid you guys farewell. Take care, be safe out there, have fun, and always fly safe.